Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like your day is a blur of distractions? Your phone buzzes, an email pops up, someone interrupts you. Before you know it, the day is over and you haven't accomplished a single thing that truly matters. I've been there, we all have. But what if I told you there's a simple, powerful way to get back in the driver's seat of your own attention? It's not about finding hours of uninterrupted time, because, honestly, who has that? It's about finding just 5 minutes, that's it. This is the magic of Microflow, a technique that will change how you work, how you think, and how you feel about your own productivity. Microflow is not some complicated system you need a PhD to understand. It's the opposite. It's about intentionally creating short, powerful bursts of deep focus. Think of it as a sprint, not a marathon. We live in a world that constantly pulls at our attention, shattering our ability to concentrate. This constant switching between tasks is exhausting. It makes us feel overwhelmed and honestly kind of incompetent. Microflow is your secret weapon against this modern-day chaos. It's a way to train your brain, one small session at a time, to lock in on a single task and make real, tangible progress, even when you feel like you have no time at all. This isn't just about getting more done, it's about feeling better while you do it. When you enter a state of microflow, you're not just productive, you're fully engaged. The noise of the outside world fades away, and the nagging voice of self-doubt in your head gets quiet. You are present, you are in control. It's an empowering feeling that builds momentum. One successful 5-minute sprint makes the next one easier, and then the next. Suddenly, you're not just checking things off a list, you're building a powerful habit of focus that will serve you in every single area of your life. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need to clear your calendar for an entire afternoon. You don't need a silent, secluded cabin in the woods to find your focus. All you need is a clear intention and a commitment to 5, 10, or 15 minutes. That's a period of time so small your brain can't even argue with it. You can do it between meetings, you can do it while your coffee is brewing, you can do it right now. This is your invitation to stop waiting for the perfect moment to focus and start creating small pockets of perfection yourself. You've probably heard of the flow state. It's that magical zone where time seems to disappear. You're completely absorbed in what you're doing, whether it's painting, coding, or writing a report. Athletes call it being in the zone. This traditional flow state is incredible, but let's be honest, it's also elusive. It often requires a long warm-up period and a significant block of uninterrupted time, sometimes hours, to achieve. For most of us, with our busy schedules and endless responsibilities, waiting for the perfect conditions for traditional flow to strike is like waiting to win the lottery. It's just not a practical strategy for everyday life. This is where Microflow comes in and completely changes the game. Think of it as the accessible, everyday version of that deep focus. Instead of needing a 2-hour block, you only need 5 to 15 minutes. Microflow is designed for the world we actually live in. It acknowledges that our days are fragmented and full of interruptions. It doesn't ask you to change your life to fit its requirements. It fits into the small, overlooked gaps in your existing day. It's a targeted, intentional practice rather than a happy accident. You're not hoping for focus, you are commanding it. The key difference lies in the duration and the trigger. Traditional flow often happens spontaneously when the conditions are just right, a perfect match between your skill level and the challenge of the task. Microflow, on the other hand, is something you actively initiate. You set a timer, you define a tiny specific goal, and you dive in. It's a deliberate act. This makes it a skill you can practice and improve rather than a fleeting state you can only hope to experience. It's about taking control and making focus happen on your terms whenever you need it most. So while traditional flow is the epic novel, Microflow is the powerful short story. Both are valuable, but one is far more practical for daily consumption. Don't get me wrong, if you have an entire afternoon to get lost in a project, go for it. But for the rest of us, Microflow is the answer. It allows you to tap into that same feeling of deep engagement and productivity, but in manageable, bite-sized pieces. It's about making progress, not waiting for perfection. It's the smart, modern approach to getting your most important work done, one small burst at a time. So why does this actually work? It's not magic, it's biology. When you decide to focus on one thing, even for just 5 minutes, you're sending a clear signal to your brain. You're telling the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and focus, to get to work. By setting a very short time limit, you trick your brain's natural resistance to starting a big, intimidating task. A 5-minute commitment feels easy, so your brain doesn't release the stress hormones like cortisol that fuel procrastination. It's a simple brain hack. Make the task so small that it's easier to do it than to think of an excuse not to. Once you begin, something amazing happens. Your brain starts to release neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine. Dopamine is often called the motivation molecule. When you complete a small task or even just make progress on it within your microflow session, you get a tiny hit of dopamine. This feels good, and it makes you want to do it again. It creates a positive feedback loop. You focus, you make progress, you feel good, so you want to focus more. It's how you build the habit of concentration from the ground up, wiring your brain for success. Furthermore, Microflow helps you manage cognitive load. Your brain can only handle so much information at once. When you're trying to multitask, you're forcing your brain to switch contexts rapidly, which is incredibly inefficient and tiring. It's like trying to have 5 different conversations at once. By focusing on a single clear goal during a microflow session, you dramatically reduce that cognitive load. You give your brain one job to do. This allows it to dedicate all its resources to the task at hand, leading to a higher quality of work and a deeper sense of engagement in a fraction of the time. This process also strengthens your attention muscle. Every time you successfully complete a microflow session, every time you ignore a notification and stay on task for that set period, you're actively training your brain to resist distractions. Think of it like lifting weights at the gym. The first few times it feels hard, but with each repetition, you get stronger. Microflow is a workout for your focus. By consistently practicing these short bursts of concentration, you are rewiring your neural pathways, making it easier and more automatic to tune out the noise and lock in on what matters. Are you ready to try this? I know you are. It's simple, and you can start the second you finish reading this. Here is your step-by-step guide. First, pick your task. And I mean be specific. Don't just say work on the report. Instead say write the opening paragraph of the report or find 3 statistics for section 2. The goal must be so clear and small that you know exactly what done looks like. This clarity is crucial because it eliminates the friction of figuring out where to start. This is the most important step, so don't skip it. Second, set a timer. This is non-negotiable. Choose a short period, like 5, 10, or 15 minutes. The timer creates a container for your focus. It's a promise to your brain that this intense effort is only temporary. This relieves the pressure and makes it easier to dive in. You can use your phone's timer, a kitchen timer, or a simple app. The tool doesn't matter, but the act of setting that boundary is everything. It signals to your brain and everyone around you that for this short period, you are unavailable. Turn your phone on silent and put it out of reach. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Third, just start. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't overthink it. The moment you hit that start button on your timer, you begin. Remember the 5-second rule? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Use that to launch yourself into the task. The first minute might feel a little clunky as your brain adjusts, but stick with it. Your only job for the duration of that timer is to keep your attention on that one tiny task you defined. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back. No judgment, just refocus. This is the practice. This is you taking control. Finally, when the timer goes off, stop. Seriously, even if you're on a roll. This is critical for beginners because it trains your brain to trust the system. You promised it would only be 5 minutes, so honor that promise. Get up, stretch, grab a glass of water, or look out the window for a minute. Give your brain a brief rest. Then, you can decide if you want to go for another round. This simple act of starting, focusing, and stopping on your own terms is incredibly empowering. You are proving to yourself, one microflow session at a time, that you are in charge of your focus and your day. Now go try it.